Hey, welcome back to Surviving Mars. My name is Tobal. So we got a couple things happening after last few episodes. We've got our three, kind of the residential and work domes, all connected to a service dome. So I've tried to put all of the service-related industries in the same spot. So we have quite a few diners right now, a couple of space bars, a couple of gyms, a playground, and the Martian University as well as the school. So a lot going on in this dome. We also still have this residential slash working dome on this side, and this one down here is been shut off. Basically, I've moved everyone to a different location. All right, so we have a message about a derelict. Okay, so we've discovered the remains of a crashed rocket. Is it alien? No, not so much. Okay, so we're going to enter the remains. Yeah, awesome. It's a miracle that anything on board survived. You have gained several building prefabs. Very cool. I think that was the unknown mission, right? The one of the unknown planetary anomaly. I think so. This is going to give us resources, breakthrough resources. Yeah, we got a new refresh of all of the anomalies on the planet. So we just went after the unknown one. That's going to be very helpful for us. So what else is going on? We've got a bunch of new Sterling generators helping us out. We are just above what our requirements are. So I think we're overall pretty set. As soon as our passenger shuttle gets here, we'll pretty much just turn it around along with all of our rare metals, send it back home, and then pick up another load of colonists to work over at this smaller dome, kind of where our, I guess you call it the life support production is down here to the southeast. So we'll also have them working on metals extraction. I mean, we do have a lot of metals now, and I think partially because this mod that I've got running is doing so well, the auto gathering mod is working out really, really well. So it helps me not have to micromanage that as much. So maybe the metal deposit won't be a big deal. But what I'd also like to try to do is bump up our research output at some point relatively soon. I really want to hit the not only the low G engineering, but also the CO2 jet propulsion as soon as possible, so we can try to get the start exploiting this plateau up here that just has a crap ton of awesome locations. So tons of research bonuses. We've got a underground rare metal of very high quality or a very high grade underground rare metal deposit. So I really want to possibly look into. Oh, you are a freaking genius. No, you're just a random gambler. I would really absolutely love to kind of exploit this area, especially with a megadome or something like that. I mean, we could basically pretty much move everyone into a new location and pretty much just run a, well, I guess it's not really feasible per se to run everything a long way. We could do the tunnels like we talked about before. I was gonna say we could what I was saying by running them between would just be like drone hub, drone hub, drone hub, but that's a lot of back and forth. Although I guess if we have enough drones, it's not going to hurt anything. The other option, of course, is to invest in a tunnel system, which does, I believe, transfer, power and life support. So we could have a tunnel coming all the way over here, which is not too far away from our proposed new hub over in this section. So that could be an option as well. Well, how are we doing with the move? I know we've had, let's see, we've got food situation is relatively what? We've got some food, some soybeans coming up here. We are still trying to work out or improve the soil quality. So the soybeans are going to be, it's on the soybean rotation for a bit. We still have this farm that is a quarter of the way through getting its potato harvest, so that should help out. We've got 104 food right now. We could still trade for food, but I think we've moved on to what? I think we're doing, there we go. Yeah, we're doing polymers right now. So we're going to get some polymers from that. What else why are you guys grumpy? Wait, why are there so many people not working at all? No one's working in hydroponic farm, security station, or the machine part factory at all? Really? Got 3 people or 3 different research buildings. To be fair, I've not really checked everything out since we've moved things around, since I have assigned people to different buildings and I've kind of shuffled some people around. So we have 2 full shifts, almost full shifts of the polymer factory. I also forgot about our lovely Spirit of Man. Let's go ahead and drop this down. Oh yeah, we were missing like 10 people from the Spirit of Man, aren't we? That's fine. You're going to take all of my metal, but is that going to be a bad thing at this point? We only have we just have under 200. I'm not sure if I want to have them take that yet or not. All right, let's pick a couple random people and see how their sanity levels and things like that are doing. So you're just a random person, Galilea Lander, lovely name. You were pretty much planned to be going to Mars from birth, pretty much. This is what it sounds like. Every time they go to sleep, I think they're going to get a sanity boost. Like, negative things will slowly reduce that sanity, but every time they rest, I believe they get the well-rested to help bump it up. A couple of unprepared meals. That was on Sol 73. I feel like, I don't remember what day we moved. So I'm hoping that the more recent changes would have been... Well, actually, she had an unprepared meal on Sol 75. Why did you have an unprepared meal? I thought the grocer was supposed to give you hot meals and fresh produce. Is it because it's just too busy? There's too many people at the hot produce at the grocer? Ugh, I kind of thought they'd wind up using... I thought they'd use the passages when they needed to eat and needed and wanted to eat. I'm not entirely sure. Let's pick another random person and see what they're up to. Engelbert Zahn. You are pretty pissed off with your comfort level. Service building was full. And you had another unprepared meal. Man, that's really rough. The unprepared food thing is kind of killing us a bit. Am I going to have to put a service building for dining in each individual dome? Is the idea of having one service dome not going to be feasible? I mean, if so, that's fine. But I was hoping to use a lot of the to really hit up the service dome whenever possible. To be fair, it still can be used for the gym, I think, and things like that. But if they're not getting their normal meals, that's going to be a problem. So, I guess we could put down a couple more grocers here. We're going to have an influx of 22 passengers here, just actually right now. So, we could afford to put down some more grocers. Now, the grocers should give them that resource. Give them the food, I thought. The cooked food. Spacebar is relaxation, drinking, social. Social food. What about the grocer? The grocer gives them food, shopping. Yeah, so that should be everything they need. Alright, I could put down a diner. Maybe I'll put down a diner in every single pod here in order to alleviate some of the strain on that one service dome. Maybe there's just too many people trying to go to too few buildings. Alright, let's go ahead and land the passenger rocket. Make sure that nobody starves to death up in orbit. Meanwhile, the Spirit of Man 2 is getting reloaded with fuel and its exports. Hey, how's our fuel been doing? Oh, not as great as I was hoping for. Oh, where's all my fuel at, and why is it not... Wait, why are you guys not transporting it? This is that problem I ran into last episode, where I was not getting my fuel from point A to point B. Who's handling... I guess I should ask, who's handling this fuel depot? All of these drones are. You guys have a medium drone load right now. I could, I suppose, give you more drones. There is a lot going on in this general vicinity. So maybe the fuel is not a priority. What if I give it the higher level priority? Will that make all the drones start harvesting and hauling things? Although I don't think I can put a priority on hauling fuel itself. Right. So a bunch of you guys are idle. Let's remove about 5. And we're going to reassign them to the drone hut to the south, since it seems like it has a lot going on right now. We also still have a bunch of drones that are attached to the RC Commander, which it's not really here nor there. I guess I could help out by moving the RC Commander down here. Maybe if it's more targeted, the RC Commander has a much smaller area of influence, so maybe if it's just around this, they'll be the ones to run the fuel. That sounds like it should be a pretty useful step. All right, new colonists are arriving. We have an offer for polymers. I'm actually going to switch this up. Oh, you know what? We have a new trade pad. We can actually request or delete the old one. We even could put down another trade hub. Honestly, if we want to try to do more trading, we've got the concrete. Oh, wow. Where did all my concrete go? Have I just been going through it like crazy? Oh, shoot. Maybe I have been. I think I need to calm down on all of our import and exports. Let's try to do choose your export resource is going to be concrete again. We want to try to get a little bit of electronics if we could. What's using up my electronics? I know I built a lot of Stirling generators. Also, there's not that many people working in the right factories. However, with all of our lovely new colonists, hopefully that problem might be mitigated. So, we'll let them get settled in and then maybe start taking another look at what's going on. Yeah, there's way too many security officers. Let's bump that down to like 1 on each shift. There's 3 renegades in this dome. Bastards. Let's bring it down to 1 each. And that might help with some of my staffing problems. So 1 each. We still have the shifts working right in the infirmary. The farm is eating up quite a lot of people. I don't want... I do plan on deleting this farm eventually, because I think 3 farms are going to be more than enough once we get settled in and everyone gets back to the right balance. No one's homeless, right? We have a lot of people, a lot of vacant job slots. Why are there some unemployed people? Is it just because you're living in this complex? Maybe your wife lives in this complex and you're not able to go over there with her to work. Or I guess maybe you can't find a job in this general area. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's mix things up a bit. I will go ahead and put down some grocers here. I'm just really worried that if I don't get them the right amount of food, they're going to freak out, and we're going to start losing a lot more. It's not sanity, right? It's comfort. We want to make sure that their comfort stays as high as possible. Man, that's a lot of infirmaries, though. 4 infirmaries, but the infirmaries, to be fair, are pretty low staffed. I've got them on a pretty minimal staffing assortment right now. The electronics factory is full up of what? Bunch of scientists. So apparently I've got way too many scientists here. Although, hilariously, I've got the wrong people working in the scientist job. That should even out after a couple days, though. Because I've got a bunch of scientists spread all over the place. Let's actually put down 1 more laboratory if we can. If I could find it. 1 more research lab. We are going to research the super duper awesome research lab of awesomeness down the road. That is, where did that go to? Somewhere down here? Where is that under? It's under... I thought it looks like some kind of school. Martian Institute of Science. We're at 28% with that. Okay, so that's eventually going to come back on us. At least we've got a quarter of that already finished up. So, that'll be a long-term goal. Meanwhile, everyone's getting settled in. I think what we'll do is let them hang out for a bit, get the jobs resettled. Then I'll come back and try to start looking at where the problems are with the comfort. And maybe I'll have to put in... I mean, it's like basically a full group of people trying to visit the grocer every day. So maybe we'll put down a diner in each of the residential domes. And maybe take out some of the stress on the other diners as well. The Spirit of Man 2 is ready to go, so we're going to send that back home. It's got a full load of exports, and now the Spirit of Man 1 will get fueled up. We're a little bit short on fuel, so we're not actually giving fuel over to our polymer factory, but thankfully polymers are at a pretty good spot. Honestly, I could probably put this down for a bit and maybe focus on, if I could manage it, maybe focus on electronics and the machine parts for a little bit. Do we still have a problem? What's going on? Is it all about the residential problem? I really thought people would work and move between the domes, but like I thought they would use this as the kind of connector dome to move from here to here and then back into the new station if they needed to. I know I can't exactly get all the numbers correct. Obviously, there's some people who are working in this dome or who are living in this dome that maybe there aren't any jobs available. We have only 1 unemployed person, so in theory, everyone should be working somewhere, but boy, would I love to have the actual scientists living in and working in the dome with all the research labs. Look at how many no specialization folks there are. Can I kick them out? I can, in theory. Wow, that drives me nuts. Let's try, okay, let's see this. Let's find out if I can see a bunch of scientists and where they live at. They're kind of all spread around. Let's kick out. We'll see how much this pisses everyone off. Let's pause the game for just a minute. Okay, so I've got a bunch of grumpy people. Let me try to kick out as many scientists as I can. That's probably 4. Oops, I missed one there. They'll resettle somewhere happier. Okay, that should be enough. So in theory, especially if I do this as well, if I kick everyone out of the job that's not supposed to be there, it's so awkward that they don't auto settle. I do have a mod running that's supposed to affect the AI for the workforce. I thought it was like better AI or better decisions. Maybe it's not helping things out, or this is just how it normally is. I didn't want to completely close off those slots. God, that's so bonkers. Why are we not getting scientists living and working in the research lab? I'm guessing it has to do with just the available residences. I thought that they would switch between them, but apparently that's not the case. Well, shoot, now my grand idea is kind of falling apart. Boy, do I miss the nice, big, solid, medium-sized domes. Maybe I'll just reset to medium domes at some point somehow. I guess I'd have to kind of balance everyone as I shuffle, you know, drop down one medium dome, evacuate the old barrel. But we can't kill the barrels, can we? We can't even destroy our own domes, huh? Oh, what are we going to do here, you guys? This is not a great situation. Unless I want to say this was our original site, this was the alpha site, and we pretty much move everything up onto the plateau as soon as we get the better quality buildings. It could be an option. It's going to be a lot of micromanagement. I don't know if everyone would want to, you know, be around for that. I'll probably wind up doing that if I would. I would do that off camera. Let's go ahead and get a boost to our research. Let's go ahead and outsource about $1 billion worth of research, because I am desperate to get ahead in some of these research trees. We're just super behind right now. So once we open up low G, we'll see how big the medium dome is, and we'll see if that's a qualifier or see if it's good enough to... What is this? Oh, hey, we hit 25%. Oh, nice. What I was going to say to finish my thought, we'll see if it's viable to put medium domes down here, or if we want to wait for the mega structure, kind of like the larger scale. Lovely. We've got a disgusting lake because we finally hit 25% in temperature. Very cool. So liquid surface water is now possible. That's awesome. Liquid water achieved, so we got a massive boost to research. Well, an okay boost, I suppose. Liquid water on the surface of Mars. Lovely. So now, in theory... Oh, we also got the 2 small lake prefabs. That's right. So this is going to have to... Is this going to have to get refilled? Consumes water to fill up, requiring constant refilling. Right. So we're going to have to keep this attached to our network, which it already is, which is fine. So about those lake prefabs, since we have them, why don't we go ahead and put them... Oh, those are super tiny. We can just throw those down in the same vicinity. It's going to give us a little bit of environmental production, I think. Yeah, that's going to be fine. We'll put those lakes down and connect them up to the pipes. Something like so. Alright, we're also getting complaints about water production, so I'm going to have to boost up... oh, that's why, because we have no parts to repair our poor, faulty water extractor. Wow, we are super suffering down here. Alright, so I guess I will go ahead as soon as we get that ship back to Earth. Did it already make it back? I think it did. Oh no, but I just spent $1 billion. I just spent $1 billion on outsourcing. So we don't have any money right now to get us any parts. Lovely. Let's open up a couple more shifts here at both the electronics and the polymer, the machine parts. Let's go ahead and shut down the polymer factory for the moment. I don't know, guys. I might have really screwed up by separating people out as much as I did. And that's my fault. And, you know, I really haven't played too much, so it's fun to learn it. And if nothing else, we'll always come back to Surviving Mars and take the lessons from whatever we've done beforehand and apply them to the future. So maybe it's a bad idea to have everyone so separated out like this. I don't know. Or maybe I shouldn't have gone with the barrel domes. I also did get a little unlucky by not getting that zero-G architecture a little bit, or sorry, low-G engineering a little bit earlier. Maybe there's a starting character that would let you have the low-G to begin with, like not the mayor, maybe the mayor, maybe the architect. Maybe there's some kind of an architect start. Okay, so we do have the... oh gosh, we have a huge water problem. Let me slow down a bit. We did get our low-G engineering, but we have a massive problem with water. So water production has come to a standstill, and that's pretty much because we don't have any of our machine parts far down to the south. So a lot of these guys are having problems. You're also full on waste rock. Is that because, God, yeah, the drone hub down here is screwed up now. So we are really short on machine parts. We need to go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get take a couple drones away from you, apply them to the RC commander. The RC commander thankfully does act as kind of this interim fixer-upper, so I'm going to move it between the depot, hopefully, and the drone hub. The only other thing we can try to do, I guess, is send home the Spirit of Man 1, except we ran out of fuel because everything down south has stopped working. We are actually completely out of water up north, too. What a lovely spot I put us in. Let's try... How are we doing on the machine parts? We're getting about 5 per soul. I could amplify it, but that's just going to eat up more power. Although, didn't I put down new... Oh, we do have a new Sterling generator that I could open up. And we got tons of polymer. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to amplify both the machine parts and the electronics factories. That's going to require some polymers, which we have. It's going to use up more energy, which we also can spare right now. We're 50 over during the day. Hopefully. Maybe some of the buildings are turned off right now, so it's not actually, you know, we're actually going to be a little bit under once everything comes back on. But if we can pump out some of these machine parts, we're going to be in pretty good shape. So the only problem is, though, how on earth do you prioritize getting things like electronics down south? I guess they would, as soon as they could, assuming they've got the desired amount in the storage depot, they're going to try to ship it wherever it needs to go. Wouldn't that be the case? So in theory, as soon as, say, we've got electronics coming out here, they should be getting pulled and dropped over to a universal depot, which then should have everything pulled and dropped off here at the universal depot down here. Interesting challenge. These guys are in the position to help, so I guess we're going to be... What are you guys grabbing? Fuel? Oh, they're grabbing a bunch of leftover fuel. That's fine. There's nothing else to do right now anyways. We could afford to send one supply pod. The problem is we don't have any money to buy anything with. Oh, man, we're in such an awful spot. Oh, maybe we'll get fuel. So why aren't you guys grabbing more fuel? Oh, they actually sent just enough drones to pick up each individual fuel bucket. Okay, or fuel bin. As soon as they drop one fuel off, one more drone will make its way from up here. Yeah, that's fine. They're doing that part right. That's my fault for misunderstanding it. Yeah, we just don't have anything. We have polymers everywhere. Are we storing everything correctly? We have range, right? Yeah, all of our drone hubs are in range of all the universal storage areas. Oh, no. No, it's not too bad. I was sorry. I was going to say, I blocked off the drones, but they can go through this hub or this barrel dome to get to the storage. They should be able to drop everything off. I don't have a bridge over everything. I don't know what to do, you guys, right now. We could try to sell. Can you even sell anything? I don't think you can. Why don't we have... Where's our machine parts at? Just kind of hanging around. Why are they here? Oh, God, you guys need to charge up. Lovely. You guys are charging up at the worst possible time. Along with all the other bad news, we also lost the last of our founders. Kian Khatri had a dream. Well, at least he died of old age. We're still in really awful shape. The water's finally coming back on, so hopefully that'll stop the life support as a kind of a trickle. I was able to kind of micromanage one of the drones to deliver one electronics unit to the drone hub. That opened up finally this water extractor. Let's go ahead and turn the fuel refinery off for a bit, because I want all the water to be going to life support, not being used up by fuel production. And thankfully the other Spirit of Man 1, is going back to Earth, so we might be able to soon get a delivery of something. Hey, can I actually, I'm so silly, can I just use the salvage on this right here on the dome? Okay, no. I didn't think, like, there's no option here in the dome itself, but then I was like, well, can I just trash it through here? No options as far as I can tell. That's kind of a bummer that you can't take down a full dome. Maybe there's a special technology you have to get. We talked about that last episode. Right, well, I'll let our drones do some work right now. As soon as our ship gets home, I will send out another resupply mission with both electronics and, or sorry, the machine parts and electronics, hopefully, I mean, as much as I can spare. Also, we aren't getting trade offers, which is kind of a bummer. Responding in 7 hours. Well, that's not helpful right now. I'll try to keep up with that. Meanwhile, concrete's a problem, too. We still have... No, we barely have any concrete left in this deposit. This one still is full of average concrete. And then we, of course, have the one down south, which is... Is it already filled up? I actually didn't really put dedicated storage for the concrete down here. So let me put down a couple of concrete depots or concrete storage units here. Just so the drones have somewhere to unload all of the concrete. It's got waste rock still, that's fine. I think we're going to be a little bit better here soon. Let me make high priority all of these water extractors, so that they should be getting all of the, or any of the resources as they come down. Alright, so we were just able to get that trade rocket sent up. So I finally decided to go ahead and put those metals that we've been gathering up into the rocket that's been waiting in orbit forever. So now we get another trade rocket from the Beyond Earth initiative. So it's basically a trade-off. We could request electronics, which might not be a bad idea. This is advanced resources. What does this say? I mean, is that a mix of advanced resources, polymers, electronics, and everything else? Let me just pick electronics, because at least I know what I'm getting with electronics, and then we can focus on producing more machine parts through micromanaging the machine part factory and things like that. Also, we do have a resupply shuttle coming from Earth. Unfortunately, we did lose 2 colonists due to dehydration. Thankfully, it was only 2, but we did have some deaths, so that's a bit sad, and I am... You make me sad. I'm a little bit disheartened by that, but hopefully we will come roaring back any moment now. Where do we have a lot of vacancies right now in... I see a lot of vacant homes. I know we had like 22 in the dome to the far south. Is that still the case? It looks like it is. How many people do we have in this dome, or could we fit? 36. Okay, we have 36 open spaces in the dome down here. Okay, now I'm just hesitant to even bring anyone over. We're doing pretty good with the way metals are getting brought in. I am uncertain. I am uncertain now. I'll wait for the new shuttle to come home, and I think that's a good point to wrap things up. Thanks so much for joining me, folks, and being patient as I go through continual growing pains, even though we're like 70 or 80 sols into the game right now. But I honestly, it's so much fun even to hit challenges and kind of have the threat of losing in our faces. So I'm having a blast. I hope you are too, and I'll see you next time.